Alright, so today's video is going to be a little different. So this will be part 3 of the Farming Alaska. I guess it's going to be a series. So I'm doing something a little different. You can see over here, I've got it working on processing and everything. I wasn't able to get really any video, running out of memory card and stuff. So just a little kind of backstory. So the first two, we went up to help a friend, and when we were there, do some field work on his farm, and the next day he told us we should go to an ice cave. I can't remember which one it was. So we had to drive through Delta, but before that, so a week before we came up there, one of my friends sent me a picture of this Gleaner R76 sitting in Anchorage. So I guess I kind of made it a goal to try and go find it or find the owner. Needless to say, I couldn't find the owner, and when we came back, it was just going north to Fairbanks. So I got a little info, so it was going up there. Yeah, I kind of, not knowing a whole lot about it, would have assumed it would have went to Palmer, but there is definitely some changes in how all that works and kind of what I thought. And even talking to people there, like, they had no clue that people even farm there. So I knew a little better than that, but I guess not a whole lot. So there's some, I think some pretty cool stuff. Kind of go through it with what I know. And yeah, so part 4 will be kind of on Palmer. I got some pictures of that, and kind of go over that a little bit, how stuff's changed, because my dad was there 20 years ago, or maybe a little more. So, I kind of compare some of the stuff that he said. Yeah, I hope you find it interesting. If you have any questions, comments, let me know, because I would maybe like to, maybe if I ever get a chance to go back, maybe do it a little differently. May give me direction to go. So, thank you, and hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so what we got here, we got a couple pictures. R76 going north. This is right around Wasilla. Yeah, looks like a 9250 Massey bean head. Combine looks pretty nice. I was really surprised to see that. I'm glad it waited for a week. Yeah, a week, so I could get up there and then get pictures. I don't know how lucky I got with that, but it's pretty lucky. So I got a couple more here. So there's another view. They got to take it down pretty good to get it on the barge to get it up from Seattle. There it is, sitting on some wood blocks. Thing does look like it's in pretty good shape. We can zoom in here. Thing looks pretty straight. It's pretty cool to see that go north. I really didn't expect, combine of that size to be up there, but we'll go through some other pictures and kind of show why I was wrong about that assumption and why I thought Palmer would get this combine, not Delta Junction. So that's really the only reason I went to Delta Junction, was to find the guy who bought that combine. Really wasn't in my plans for the trip, but we decided after one day of working, from my last couple of videos, I'll try to put a link in there, of the first 2 Farming Alaska videos, where my dad and I went and helped a friend out, do some of his field work and stuff, just do something completely different. Out of the ordinary. yeah, he said we should take this day and just go drive around. We're going to try to find an ice cave. And then seeing we went through the Delta Junction, we thought, well, let's stop and drive around and see what we can find. And to be honest, there is a lot of farms. We took some back roads right kind of off the highway, and we found this guy here. He had a TM190 with a John Deere disc and called a mulcher here. He had a sprayer box for a flex coil sprayer in there. When I was talking to him, everybody seemed to be really talkative and stop and actually talk to you, which was kind of cool. Probably thought we were some weirdos being farmers out taking pictures of farms up there, so that's not really what Alaska's known for. Yeah, he stopped and talked for a little bit. It's kind of funny because he made the comment when we were talking about, I had my Gleaner hat on, and his farm was just down the road, and he had a couple big square balers, self-propelled renewal. I wish I would have taken some videos and more pictures, but I only have so much space, and I ended up taking 4,400 pictures in this trip and lots of hours of video, and ran out of hard drive space and everything, so I kind of had to be selective on what I did. What struck me as really odd was he said he had an L, and he had just bought an M Gleaner a couple years ago, and he told me that if he had a few more acres, he would have an R, and started explaining all the advantages of an R and talking about all that stuff. So, I mean, apparently these guys know a lot of stuff about that up there. It was just really surprising. And he made the comment too that either you're up there, you have a Deere or a Gleaner, and if you have a Deere, you run at half capacity and have a shitty sample. And the joke with him was, that's just how it is here. So I'm sure that'll offend a lot of green people, but that's the way it goes. Nobody can take a joke. That's their problem, I guess. But yeah, when you drive around too, you see a lot of old Gleaner combines, and you go online and look up, talk about the barley project a little bit. It started the end of '78, and they had 60,000 acres they sold to get farmers up there from the Midwest. I know there were a lot from Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, and there's one from Missouri, and I thought that maybe who has bought this combine. You can follow them on Facebook. It's Insanity Acres, and they have a lot of some good videos and pictures. Wasn't them, but I mean, you can see the land. I mean, it's just beautiful. Definitely not Wisconsin land, that is for sure. There's a lot of hay land. So this is before you get into the barley project. This is probably 5 miles out of Delta Junction, maybe less. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it's just beautiful. So here we'll get into this. So we went all the way up, and so you take Alaska 2 up and you drive, and the only reason I found any of this was Google Maps. So if you go to Google Maps, go to Delta Junction, this technically says it's in Deltana, so you can look and you can see all the farm. I mean, it's farm fields as far as the eye can see, but you drive along the highway, you don't see any of them. So I was kind of looking at the phone while I was driving, trying to figure out where the bigger fields were and stuff. And we drove down the road a little bit, and we saw a lot of flat fields, and we're wondering what's going on, and kept driving a little bit, and we found these guys out working. Yeah, there were a lot of beef cattle, bison, Yeah, a lot of hay bales. Drove down the road a little bit, found a couple other farms, took pictures, but what struck me as odd, and you can see in this picture, you can see there's fertilizer in the back and seed, but they are disking, rolling, and planting right next to each other right away. And you can see when you drive down the road how they had done, and they were just going to keep working and just going towards the highway. So it was kind of odd, not something you'd see here for sure. But it was really interesting, and they did have some tree rows between and everything. Yeah, and it was supposed to rain that night, so they stopped and talked, but they were in a hurry. So yeah, you can see, and it's rough. Like, he had to go super slow. I really wish I would have had enough for a video here, but you can see too down here by the roller how uneven it is. Here's another couple pictures of the drill. You'll be able to see that, how it's pivot, but yeah, I mean, they're like all right next to each other. And another thing I wasn't expecting, I mean, like I said, I didn't, research this that much. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I mean, that's a pretty nice looking 435 versatile. And to me, it's pretty new because there's no dealers. I'm not sure how the rest of that works. I mean, there is a New Holland dealer in Palmer, but that is a long ways away. So then you got a New Holland TM175 here with a right-way roller. I mean, a lot of the equipment you see around is, older, but I mean, a lot of it looks, I think it's, lack humidity. If you look at cars and stuff too, in Alaska, they seem to last pretty good. You can see the roller going back, and then we can zoom in here. You can see how uneven that ground is after rolling it. So what they were planting here was barley. And when he stopped and talked to us, he said that they use it just for feed. So back when they started all this, they wanted to export barley. I know the Alaska Railroad bought a whole bunch of covered hoppers, and none of it ever materialized. I mean, you can see how big this field is here. It's pretty good, pretty good sized field. This guy said he has 2,000 acres of barley he planted for this year. So, I mean, that's, it's a good amount. Try to get in and get harvested. And he said that they usually combine it between 17 and 20%. So he said they can never get it, really dry enough for feed grade. It wouldn't cost. He said they had to take it. There's couple places with bins, but not every farm has bins or anything. Yeah, I mean, he's got a 6175M. So, I mean, that's pretty new tractor, all electronics and everything. So, I know there's a couple deer dealers, but I'm told from a couple of people, none of them know anything about tractors. So, I mean, the tractor had an RDO sticker on it. I mean, the guy was super nice. Like, we don't want to hold him up either. Rain's coming, and when he got out of the tractor, he said, "You guys must be farmers, huh?" And he said he never sees anybody come out that far just to come around and take pictures and just look what they're doing. So that was kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm really glad we decided to go and just drive down the road and see what was going on. As you can see here too in the drill, I mean, how uneven all that ground is. I mean, they were moving, we didn't stay super long, and they were making good time, but they were going slow. And then too, you can see the fence here, and when you got to the barley project, everything is fenced. Everything. So what it is I'm pretty sure what it is it's to keep the bison out, because the bison come and they can just eat everything. So you can see the next field back here. I mean, this is one heck of a view. I mean, other than 7 months of winter, it'd be nice to see all the time. So again, like earlier I mentioned Insanity Acres, they had 2 videos this year of the bison in their front yard and stuff, and all of them. I would kind of recommend maybe go check that video out and see what they were all about there, and how they just it was crazy. I can't really explain it. Yeah, there's another picture of the 435. It was definitely quite the experience, and I think if I would do it again, I'd maybe try and find a few of these guys and see if, you can go talk to them or interview them or something. I don't know. I just find it fascinating. I mean, I probably have an unhealthy love for the state of Alaska anyway, but it just I find it's really quite neat. There's also a couple YouTube videos I found the other day, just kind of looking for some stuff, and it's going back, dairy farm and some of that stuff up there. I'll see if I can find them. Maybe I can put links to them in the description too for this. Yeah. This guy has a deer combine, because I did ask him if he had a Gleaner, and he kind of chuckled and said that he had a John Deere. So, but I mean, it looked flat. It was really surprising. Then we're back here, back to the combine again. So, I hope you liked it. Hope you found it somewhat informative. I wish I was a little more of an expert at this, but I figured it's better to share something than nothing at all on this, because it's not something that's really popular. And even if you do a search online for the barley project, there's not a whole lot of stuff comes up at all. So again, you can see the Massey bean head here, and here's another picture of the combine. I mean, the thing looks, I would have really liked to have seen it in the field out there, but I can't be too greedy. And we're nitpicking at stuff, and I don't want to do that. So, yeah. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you found it informative. If you have any questions, comments, let me know, because if I ever have a chance to do this again, I would like to maybe do a little more video or something, or go up in the fall, or I don't know. It'd just be really neat to go back and check this stuff out again. Thank you.